Hey everyone, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We're going to completely flip how you look at that patch of grass sitting behind your house. I mean, most of us look at our backyard and just see a chore, right? It's a place to mow, water, maybe pull some weeds. But we're going to look back at a fascinating piece of history to show you how to transform that totally ordinary backyard from a money pit into an absolute high ROI economic engine. We'll be uncovering the wartime secrets that everyday families use to literally grow wealth and exactly how you can apply those exact same 20 principles today. Let this single number just sink in for a second. 40%. During the absolute peak of World War II, back in 1943, ordinary citizens, we're not talking corporate farms or giant agribusinesses here, just regular people. They grew 40% of all the fresh vegetables consumed in the United States. And they did this right in their backyards, up on rooftops, and in empty city lots. The government asked folks to plant victory gardens, and man, did the people deliver, to the tune of millions of tons of food. But here is the massive secret that the history books really gloss over. This wasn't just some cute patriotic hobby. No, this was a massive, decentralized shadow economy. A typical family in the 1940s might invest, say, 10 or 20 bucks in seeds and compost, but in return, their backyard would generate a yield worth about $600 per season. And when you adjust that $600 for inflation, we are talking about the equivalent of nearly $11,000 today. That's real money. They were paying for pianos, college tuitions, and household goods, completely generated from the dirt right outside their back door. To pull something like this off today, we really have to redefine the backyard. We've got to stop viewing it as just extra space or decorative lawn. Back then, the backyard was vital economic infrastructure. It was an incredibly efficient, decentralized food production system. The absolute genius of that era was the realization that tiny plots of land, when you combine them with smart, intensive systems, result in exceptionally high-value outputs. Your backyard wasn't just grass. It was a farm, a factory, and a market, all running simultaneously. Okay, let's get into the actual methods. Section 1 is the soil and starter tier, focusing on high-yield foundation crops. First up, we've got the Victory Garden core. Fast growers like tomatoes, beans, and lettuce offer incredible ROI per square foot. Even today, selling local heirloom tomatoes can bring in some serious cash. You can supplement those with high-calorie survival crops, think potatoes and corn, to really maximize your caloric density. Or you can pivot entirely to high-margin herb farming. Things like mint and basil fetch absolute premium prices from local restaurants. And it doesn't stop there. You can multiply your profits through seed saving, literally drying seeds from one single heirloom tomato to plant hundreds more next year. Add in portable basket gardening, which proves even a tiny concrete patio can be productive. And fiber crops. Yeah, people actually grew cotton and flax for textiles at home. You really maximize every single inch of soil. Moving on to Section 2, the egg and honey economy. This is all about creating daily cash flow and vital proteins. So, the legendary egg money from a basic backyard chicken coop used to provide housewives with total financial independence. And honestly, pasture-raised organic eggs still command a massive premium today. But you definitely aren't limited to just chickens. Micro-dairy goats are vastly more space and feed efficient than cows, giving you a steady, daily supply of milk, cheese, and butter. Then there's rabbit farming, which utilizes incredibly fast breeding and super low feed costs to create a quiet, high-yield protein source. And don't forget backyard fish ponds. These get families a completely self-contained, low-cost aquatic ecosystem. The efficiency here is just staggering. Now this next one beautifully illustrates the ultimate double profit system. Keeping bees yields a premium, highly sellable product in the form of raw, local honey, but even better, pollination services. You can actually rent out your hives to pollinate nearby urban farms and orchards. Think about it. Your bees increase your own garden's yield by 20 to 40%, they give you sellable honey, and you literally get paid to let them fly around your neighbor's property. It is the absolute ultimate stacked system. Next is Section 3, high value and niche yields. This is where we look at premium luxury crops and how to turn a standard garden into a boutique business. These premium crops leverage local advantages perfectly. Take berry farming, for example. Their short shelf life gives you a massive advantage over cross-country supermarkets. You can also plant fruit trees as long-term passive assets. You can grow espaliered apple or lemon trees completely flat against a fence, so they take up zero yard space. Pretty smart, right? Or consider flower farming, growing zinnias and dahlias for highly lucrative local wedding and event sales. And incredibly, Indoor mushroom farming, like growing them on logs in the dark, offers some of the highest dollar value per kilogram of literally any crop you can grow at home. Rounding out our top 20 ways, we have to look at how 1940s households created year-round income through zero-waste processes. Summer gluts were transformed into winter cash through canning and preservation, while leftover animal fats became homemade soap. Literally nothing went to waste. Fermentation created high-value probiotics, like sauerkraut and homemade vinegar, that last for months. And the whole thing was tied together by direct-to-neighbor selling. This was the original direct-to-consumer business model. Zero middlemen, zero grocery store markups, just pure localized profit. Which brings us to Section 4, the suburban sprawl swindle, or why the $600 system disappeared. Seriously, if this was so lucrative, so empowering, and so incredibly successful, how on earth did it become a lost system? Just look at this stark juxtaposition. We basically traded an incredibly profitable system for a total ecological trap. In the 1940s, a victory garden was an investment that actually paid you $600 a season. Today, the modern American homeowner spends an average of $1,200 to $2,000 a year on lawn care, toxic chemicals, and gas. And for what? To maintain a sterile patch of green grass that literally produces absolutely nothing in return. We were, quite frankly, swindled. Let's quickly walk through this timeline to see exactly how it happened. Right after 1945, the GI Bill and the rise of Levittown suburbs created this massive low-density housing boom. Then, in the 1950s, chemical companies launched these brilliant, aggressive marketing campaigns to convince everyone that beneficial plants like clover and dandelions were somehow weeds that needed to be poisoned so we could have perfectly uniform grass. By the 1960s, the whole cult of supermarket convenience completely took over, making food seem cheap and endless. And sadly, by the 1970s, the generational passing down of essential home skills, things like canning, seed saving, and raising chickens, was largely lost. We traded our self-reliance for convenience. But there is good news. Section 5 is the backyard renaissance. This is 1940s economics paired with modern leverage. The system hasn't died. It's actually making a powerful comeback. I really want you to look at these staggering numbers. The urban farming market is projected to hit nearly $186 billion in 2026, and it's expected to nearly double to over $362 billion by 2035. This data proves that turning your yard into a microfarm is a booming, highly strategic financial move. It's no longer just some nostalgic hobby for your grandparents. It is a massive shift back to decentralized economic resilience, especially in the face of modern inflation and super fragile global supply chains. So, how do you actually apply this today? Here is the practical, modern playbook. First, you need to stack systems. Don't just grow tomatoes, grow vegetables, raise chickens, and keep bees together. The waste from your kitchen feeds the chickens, their waste fertilizes the vegetables, and the bees pollinate the whole setup. Second, focus strictly on high-value items. You don't want to compete with cheap grocery store onions. Instead, grow premium microgreens, rare heirloom tomatoes, and raw honey. Third, sell locally first. Leverage WhatsApp groups, community apps, and local farmers markets to keep your profit margins high and your distribution costs at exactly zero. I really want to reiterate the core message of this whole explainer. The lawn is a vulnerability. The garden is an asset. Digging up your sterile grass to build a resilient food system isn't just about getting to eat fresh tomatoes. It is literally the ultimate life hack for insulating yourself and your family against inflation, food insecurity, and supply chain fragility. I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. What is your lawn actually doing for you right now? Today, it's just a line item on your expense sheet, but it has the absolute potential to be a 1940s-style profit center, just waiting for you to pick up a shovel. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go out there and take a good hard look at your backyard.